So driving around with the new VTune calibration, doing a 20 to 25 minute data log, and finish it off with a wide open throttle from third gear, 2000 RPM all the way to red line. And that'll be at the end of this data logging session. But so far, power feels linear, and it's still not 100% yet. I would say it's at 35% complete, but in the early stages, the first calibrations, the car got really jerky. But now it seems to sort of smoothen out a little bit, which is nice. But the power is still there. So it just feels the best of both worlds right now. And it feels good to be back in a Civic compared to the TL. The TL is a very nice car. It's very smooth and comfortable, spacious, but this one is just so much lighter. So when I get in this, I just have to appreciate it for what it is. Really light, especially with the lightweight wheels. We got the RPF ones on this one. Taken over from the 9th gen, we put it on the 8th gen. So the car just feels really light on its feet, and definitely louder. Much louder than the TL, but it drives real nice. Alright, so once you finally complete your data log and you upload it with HONDATA Flash Pro to Flash Pro Manager, first thing you're going to want to do is hit data log in the top right here. You're going to want to hit load, and then you just want to load up the most recent data log that you just did. Once that loads up, then you're going to want to hit up here where it says graph. So once you hit that, it'll basically show you from the beginning you started to data log to the end when you did your wide open throttle, etc., etc. Let's go ahead and fast forward this a little bit right before the wide open throttle. So we'll keep it right there. Go back to display, click that. And this graph, as you see here, is a custom one. It was like a template online from an old tuning website, but you can use any display. It doesn't have to be this particular one. But let's go ahead and get an idea for what we're dealing with here. So on the graph page, we are going to hit play. We'll hit that, go back to display, and basically this is going to give you live representation of what the car is going through when you're currently driving it. So right now, as you see, I'm in VTEC. I'm doing the wide open throttle. I'm going all the way up to 8500 right there. And then the main things you want to look out for is how much NOx you have. The less, the better in all four NOx right there. Another thing you want to look out for is, for those of you who have the RBC swap on your 9th gen, the battery voltage should be in the mid to low 14. Anything below that, you do want to go ahead and double check your grounded wires, because it should be 14.3 to 14.1 in that general area. Another thing you want to look at is, let's say when I go back right here and back to that wide open throttle right there, you'll notice that the IATs are going to drop the faster the car is going. So intake air temperatures, that's how you read that if you didn't already know. So the lower the better, obviously. Colder air, more dense, more power, etc., etc. So for those of you who do have a colder intake, you should see lower numbers on your IATs, so you can do a quick compare and contrast once you install the intake versus prior when you had a stock airbox on. So a couple little ways to sort of see where the car is at, how everything is running. I'm not 100% in all of this stuff. I'm not a tuner by any means, but just little things here and there that you can do to monitor the car and see where it's at, how everything's responding once you're hitting the good old VTEC right there with the gears and all that other stuff. But yeah, there you have it. Very, very simple, very concise. I didn't want to go too in depth, but little things to look out for. Again, knock sensors, battery voltage, IATs, etc., etc. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. Also, if you notice, when you're in the higher RPM ranges, as you see them in VTEC, around 7,000 in the 8th gen, another good thing to look out for is how much duty cycle you have. Basically, that'll give you an answer if you need to upgrade your injectors, if you're going to go 85, etc., etc. You want to know, should I upgrade the injectors or I don't need to? Well, whenever you do your data log and you do that wide open throttle, once you hit that top end, check out your duty cycle. If it's hitting like high 90s or something like that, then you may want to consider upgrading if you're going to add more power to the vehicle later on in the future. But if it's around like 75, then I mean you should be fine. For this 8th gen, the stock injectors is okay for the current build of the car. But once you start adding more stuff, then you definitely want to look into upgrading the injectors so you get that lower duty cycle. And there you have it. Hope to see you guys on the next one. I hope this one helped, and see you later. Peace.